Welcome to Happy Aura, a calm space in a loud world. Slow down, breathe deep, and enjoy wisdom. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. This is easier said than done. We live in a culture that glorifies beginnings and fears endings, a society that treats aging as an enemy to be outwitted rather than a natural teacher to be embraced. Every wrinkle is marketed as a flaw, every sign of slowing down as a problem to be fixed. Yet, there is a quiet wisdom in accepting that the seasons of life are meant to change, and that each season holds its own form of beauty. To take the counsel of the years is to listen, to let the experiences you have lived, the trials you have endured, and the joys you have known shape the way you move forward. It means not clinging so tightly to the past that you cannot see the gifts of the present. The years will teach you, but only if you are willing to be taught. What do the years say when they speak? They whisper in the lines of your face, in the stories etched into your hands, in the patterns you notice that younger eyes overlook. They tell you which battles are worth fighting and which are better left alone. They remind you that urgency is not the same as importance, that sometimes waiting is wiser than acting, and that the most lasting victories are not always the most visible. The years also teach humility. In youth, it is easy to believe you are the author of everything you achieve, that every success is proof of your brilliance, every failure a conspiracy against you. With time, you see more clearly. Your triumphs were shaped by the help of others, your failures softened by the grace of those who stood by you. The years counsel gratitude because they have shown you that nothing is owed and everything can change. Surrender is not the same as defeat. To surrender the things of youth is not to give up, but to release what no longer serves you so that you can carry what does. Youth is a beautiful time, full of discovery, energy, and firsts, but it is also a time of excess, of chasing every possibility as if it must be pursued to the end. There comes a point when holding on to all those pursuits is like trying to run while carrying an overflowing suitcase. Grace in surrender means letting go without bitterness. It means understanding that the ability to run all night, to change your mind daily, to reinvent yourself with every season is part of youth's charm, but that the depth, steadiness, and clarity of later years are their own reward. With time, some things grow more precious, others less so. The approval of strangers fades in importance. The laughter of a few close friends becomes priceless. The urge to prove yourself gives way to the desire to understand yourself. The need to own many things diminishes, while the need to protect your time and energy increases. Letting go might mean surrendering the body you once had, the face you once saw in the mirror, or the dreams that belonged to a different version of yourself. It might mean accepting that certain doors are closed for good, but it also means noticing the doors that have opened because of who you have become. One of the hardest lessons the years bring is that slowing down is not a loss of strength, but an evolution of it. In youth, speed feels like proof of vitality. You measure yourself by how quickly you can move, adapt, and conquer. But the older you get, the more you realize that strength also lives in stillness, in the ability to sit with a problem instead of rushing to solve it, to listen instead of speaking first, to act from calm rather than impulse. Slowing down allows you to see the landscape of your life more clearly. You begin to notice the small details you once sped past. The way the light changes at dusk, the way someone's voice softens when they speak of something they love, the way time feels different when you are truly present. It takes courage to age openly, to resist the temptation to pretend you are still in the same season you once were. The world will tell you to fight the process, to dress, speak, and act as if nothing has changed. But to live truthfully is to acknowledge change, to allow it to shape you into someone wiser, more compassionate, and more at peace. Aging is not an erasure of self, it is an expansion of it. You do not become less, you become more layered, more aware of the subtle connections between things, more certain of what matters and what does not. The courage to age is the courage to be exactly where you are without apology. Every season of life offers its own gifts. Youth offers the fire of beginnings. Later years offer the glow of perspective. In youth, love is often a rush of heat. Later, it can be a steady flame that warms without consuming. Ambition in youth may be a race to the top. Later, it can be a deep satisfaction in mentoring others, in helping them climb with fewer missteps than you made. There is a joy in no longer needing to prove everything. You can speak more slowly, knowing you do not need to shout to be heard. You can choose more carefully, knowing that saying yes to one thing means saying no to many others, and that this is not a loss, but a deliberate shaping of your life. Not everyone takes the counsel of the years kindly. Some fight it, clinging to youth so tightly that they miss the gifts of the present. They fill their days with distractions to avoid the discomfort of change. They measure themselves against younger versions of themselves, forgetting that those younger selves could not have survived the storms they have since weathered. Holding on too long can make the transition into later seasons harder. It turns what could be a graceful surrender into a reluctant retreat. The years will move you forward whether you cooperate or not. It is better to walk with them than to be dragged. Listening to the counsel of the years requires stillness. It is not something you hear when your life is filled with noise and busyness. You must create space to reflect, to look back honestly at where you have been, to notice the patterns and lessons that have repeated themselves. You may find that the years teach you to be gentler with yourself. They show you that the mistakes you made in youth were not failures of character, but part of the process of becoming. They remind you that even the hardest losses have shaped you in ways you could not have imagined at the time. Gratitude is the attitude that makes surrender graceful. Without it, letting go feels like losing. With it, letting go feels like making room. Gratitude allows you to see the blessings in what remains, rather than only the absence of what is gone. You can be grateful for the energy and possibilities of your youth, while also being grateful for the wisdom and calm of your later years. You can look back with fondness without trying to live there again. Taking kindly the counsel of the years is not a single act, it is an ongoing practice. Each year will ask you to release something, a habit, an expectation, a role, a dream. Each year will also offer you something new, a deeper relationship, a fresh perspective, a capacity for joy you didn't have before. If you accept both the loss and the gain, you will find that life remains full, even as it changes. You will walk more lightly because you are carrying only what you truly need. Take kindly the counsel of the years. Let them teach you without resentment. Surrender the things of youth without bitterness, knowing that each season has its own treasures. The world may tell you that youth is the best of life, but those who have lived long enough know that the best is not bound to a single age. The best is found in living each season fully, in receiving what it gives and releasing what it takes. And when you meet someone younger, burning with the urgency of their own season, smile, not because you pity them, but because you remember what it was like to stand where they stand. Offer your counsel if they will hear it, but let them walk their own path. They too will one day face the choice to take kindly the counsel of the years and to surrender gracefully the things of youth.